Welcome to the Business Spotlight. Today, I'm really excited. I'm speaking to Natalie Pieri, and she's a dedicated accounting professional. And her mission is to help small businesses owners achieve their goals through expert accounting and taxation management. So we're going to dive right in, Natalie. Tell me a little bit about your business and how it all started.
Okay, so I am a chartered certified accountant. I have been in the industry for just over 20 years now. I've worked for a lot of different accounting firms. I've, essentially grown up in this industry. I kind of live and breathe accounting, which sounds absolutely ridiculous, and not in any way fun for anybody, but it's fun for me. So, I'm good at what I do. I enjoy what I do. And accounting has always traditionally been quite a male-dominated industry. It's quite difficult to get taken seriously as a woman in this industry, but I persisted and pushed forward. And, a lot of the time I was giving ideas as to how we can make things better for our clients, how we can improve efficiency. And sometimes those ideas were being taken seriously, and other times I was just sort of being placated and pushed to the side. So 10 years ago, I thought, you know what? I think I can give this a go at giving the small business owners of Medway the true accounting and taxation services that they really need, and at a cost that's not going to bankrupt them. So that's what I decided to do. I set up the business 10 years ago. Literally this month, it was 10 years ago this month that we set up. I started, like all good businesses do, in the dining room at home. Then moved to a little office at the Innovation Centre in Medway. 7 years ago, we moved to Dragon Co-working, and we blossomed there, like I say, for 7 years. And we have literally just a week ago moved into our new premises on Medway City Estate, which will be our home for at least the next 5 years.
Oh, brilliant. So what would you say makes you stand out from other businesses in the same sector?
Okay, so there's obviously that generic line of, we care, and it's very difficult to really put across that is what makes you different. For us, I like to think of it as when you are, as a business owner, if you are paying somebody else to make sure that you satisfy your filing requirements, whether it just be a sole trader needing a tax return or a limited company needing accounts and corporation tax returns and all the rest of it. As a business owner, even though you're paying somebody else to do that, the responsibility for making sure that gets filed still sits on your shoulders. If you pay somebody and they don't file it, that's still on you as the business owner. And a lot of people don't understand that just because you're paying somebody else doesn't relinquish you of responsibility. However, I like to think that when our clients come to us and they are on our system, we do take on board that responsibility. No client of ours will ever miss a deadline without being fully aware that they are missing a deadline. Some of our clients say nag, but they say it in a good way. They're like, yeah, please do continue to nag me because I need you to be on my case to get this done. But I like to call it reminding with authority. I think it sounds a bit nicer. But yeah, we do keep on top of chasing our clients for information. We know those people who prefer phone calls to emails. We know those people who prefer emails to phone calls. And similarly, we know those people who, will look at their emails, but only if you text them to say, I've sent you an email that needs a response. Jump on your emails. We personalize our communications to our clients in accordance with what works for that client. And like I say, deadlines are not missed. They're just not. And if they are, the client is fully aware because they would have had hundreds of reminders leading up to that time. And they will then, like I say, take the ownership of the responsibility that, the deadline's been missed, but it was from their camp, not ours.
All right, brilliant. And can you talk a little bit about maybe some of the hurdles you had to overcome, some of the challenges in building a business?
Okay, so when you're a business owner, you have to wear so many different hats, and I think it's one of the most challenging things. You might be good at marketing, or you might be good at doing the job. I'm good at accounting, but marketing a business, marketing myself, that was all something very, very new to me. Definitely a challenge. But I mean, one of the biggest challenges I think I faced personally is when I started this business, I was a single parent to two children. So my children were 4 and 6 when I started this business. So trying to juggle being a parent and childcare and school pickups and everything else around trying to grow a business, grow a professional firm of accountants was very difficult. And again, like I say, it's just this big balancing act that every business owner has to learn to do. It's the juggling, between home life and work life and what the priorities are. Sometimes it means, you need to work a few hours in the evening. Sometimes it means that something's got to be put off an hour or so. It's the balance. It's also about finding what you can do, what you can physically do, and then what you can delegate to somebody else or outsource to somebody else to help with the balance.
And would you say that is what worked for you, and do you have other advice for women in business with similar challenges?
Yeah, so I mean, when you're a parent, they always say it takes a village, right? It takes a village to raise a child. If you think you can do it on your own, you know, you're lying to yourself because you can't. It does take a village. And similarly, my business is also my baby, and it takes a village for your business. You need people you can trust, whether they are inside your business or outside. Building your network is by far the most important thing that you need to do as a business owner. You can attend networking events, and it's not necessarily about attending networking events to find people to buy your good or service. It's about building the relationships and building the network with other local business owners, because you never know, at one point in time, you might be in need of some help, and then they might be there to offer the advice or the help that you need. And similarly, you can be there for them. Uh, it can be quite a nice isolating place, especially when you're first starting a business and you're the only person in it. You need to be able to lean on other people and say, look, this is a problem I'm facing. How did you solve this problem? Have you ever had a problem like this? And it's kind of comforting, I guess. It's that whole misery loves company situation, isn't it? If you are going through something tough, you want to know that somebody else has also gone through the tough thing, but also come out the other side. Gives you a bit of a hope that your situation is not insurmountable.
Brilliant, brilliant advice there. Thank you, Natalie. Biggest mistake you've made, and what did you learn from it?
Oh, I don't know. Biggest mistake. Okay, so I guess the biggest mistake I made was giving a chance to the wrong people. I've had some difficulty finding the right employees, because it really is about the team you have, and the people that you bring into your business is so important. And I think sometimes I maybe rushed the decision to bring somebody in just because I thought I needed somebody right now. So this person in front of me might not necessarily be the right person, but they're a person and they're willing to come and they're willing to work straight away. So I gave them the chance and I let them come in. But very soon into them being in the business, I realised the mistake I had made by giving them the chance. But then on the flip side of it, I feel like if you don't give the chances, then you don't give people the opportunity to prove you right. So yeah, I've always found staff, recruitment really as being one of the most difficult challenges I've faced.
And what did you learn from that? Has it improved? Do you still find it so challenging?
Yes, no, I found that each situation, each person that I've, given a chance to, and then it's not worked out, there's been a reason for that. And then I've adapted my recruitment procedure to make it better next time, to make sure I don't fall into those pitfalls again. Yeah, a few more stages of interview. I think I went, one of the things that I used to do is I just used to go straight from this is a good CV to bringing somebody in to meet in person. And I can't remember exactly what the statistic is about, making a first impression, but sometimes I knew from the first minute of that person walking into the room that that person wasn't the right person. But because they've taken the effort and the time to, make arrangements, whatever arrangements they needed to make to get to my office and travel there and to see me, I felt like I had to then string the interview out for a bit to give them a real chance, even though I knew like they said something or did something and I thought you're not going to be the right fit. So now I've adapted the policy and the procedure so that when I'm looking at a CV, before I get that person in for an in-person interview, I do a little Zoom chat first, so that we can establish some of the basics of what the role entails that I'm looking to fill. Because I've had people come in before, for an administrative role, and they've walked in, they're like, yeah, I want to be a bookkeeper. I'm not looking for a bookkeeper, I'm looking for an administrator. That was in the advert, because then you feel like your time's been wasted and their time has been wasted. And time is so valuable, especially when you're a small business owner, that, you just can't waste time on things like that. So I think having that quick 2-minute Zoom before bringing them in person can really help establish the basics of what you're looking for and if they can actually fill that role or not.
Again, wonderful advice there, and thanks for sharing your learning, Natalie. So 10 years on, what does the future hold? So what are your aspirations for the business? What's your outlook for the next 5 years?
Okay, so like I said, we've just moved premises, so we've just got a much bigger premises now. Where we were before, we had sort of one big open plan office and a small meeting room. Now we've got open plan working. We've got a training room, a meeting room, a breakout room, kitchens and toilets, all kind of our space that we can really put our stamp on. There's so much room and so much potential here for growth. I have a lot of passion for education. I like to educate people. So we're definitely going to be using our new space to educate a lot more, bring people in, do some training on some basic accounting, tax, VAT, payroll, that kind of thing. And also, just to maybe do some networking as well, get people together, get people talking, because like I say, it really is one of the most important things as a business owner is to have that network that you can lean on or that can lean on you. So yeah, I think, it's 10 years, it's new decade for the business, new premises, new start, new chapter. And I definitely think that we'll be celebrating that, getting some people down to the office and having a few drinks and a little party for sure.
Wow, excellent. So watch this space.
Absolutely.
Natalie, can I ask, what impact do you think the 2025 economic calendar is going to have on our region or on your sector?
Okay, so there have been a lot of changes. I mean, the most recent budget that came out, I think the people that were most affected by the most recent budget is anybody running a private school, and anybody that's running a business with more than 4 or 5 employees in it. They're the people that are going to be hit the hardest. I think that we're going to see a big increase in people's costs. People's costs are now going to go up as a result of the standard changes to the employees. Their base pay obviously has gone up because of national minimum wage, etc. And even though they increased the employment allowance, like I say, if you've got more than 5 employees, it doesn't really make a dent in the bill that you're now going to have to be paying. And if you think about sort of the circle of things, if your costs are going up, you're going to have to increase your sales price, or else you're not going to be able to survive as a business. So potentially we could see unemployment going up. We're definitely going to see increase in prices of goods and services around. So I think it's going to be a really tough, definitely a tough couple of years for sure. We already, as small businesses, got hit with the change in the corporation tax regime back in April 23. So already people are seeing an increase to their corporation tax bills, and now they're going to see an increase to their wage costs and their employers' national insurance. So it's definitely going to be tough out there. I think that people really need to take a good deep look into their business finances to see what that they're spending money on that's absolutely necessary. And I would imagine that the unnecessary luxury kind of costs are all just going to start getting dropped.
Mm. And from an accounting perspective, any advice you could give to businesses that might find it tough going
Like I say,
forward?
I think it's now that time, because I think there's some, you can, and I fall into this camp as well. Like any business can be accused of plateauing at some points. If you've paid the same supplier for something for 10, 15 years, then you're just going to leave it as it is. But maybe start shopping around, start seeing if you can get the same service for a lower cost. Yeah, I think definitely going through your financials to see ways to increase your income and decrease your outgoings, your unnecessary outgoings, or even the necessary ones. But like I say, shop around for different suppliers, because I think that we can become stagnant in the big business market if we leave it too long. We need to stay competitive, and the only way to do that is to constantly review costs, and see if there are any opportunities for additional sources of income potentially.
Oh, excellent. Thanks so much for that advice, Natalie. Um, so any advice you have for someone just starting out in business?
Well, like I say, building your network has got to be like number one on the list. And I think it's all about the mindset you take into networking events. Networking events are not there specifically. Don't get me wrong, this does happen, but they're not there for you to just walk in and walk out with business. That's not the main aim of a networking event. It's a bonus and it's a good thing. Don't get me wrong, to be able to walk in and walk out with business. I mean, who doesn't want that? But really it's about establishing your network, getting those relationships with people that can help you and you can help them, because like I say, it takes a village. It takes a village to raise a child, and it takes a village to blossom a business for sure.
Brilliant, brilliant advice there. Quick questions.
Mhm.
What is the key to success for you?
Oh, oh gosh, I don't even know whether that's a quick answer. Key to success, keep it simple. I think the answer is keep it simple. There are so many things, you don't overcomplicate things, Yeah, keep it simple.
Another great one there.
Mm.
If you could magically improve one area of your business right now, what would it be?
Oh, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure at the moment. I've got so, it's one of those things. It's like you don't want to say nothing's wrong, because there's always little bits to improve on. But I've got such an amazing team. The team I have, of we've created such a wonderful supportive culture in the business that we're all here for each other. We all help. Like we've got a member of staff this week who's taking an exam on Friday, and we're all just like willing him on. We're like, come on, you can do this. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm really sorry. I don't know what the answer to that one is.
That's all good. Next one then. Best book you've read or listened to, or best advice you've been given that you can pass along, or both?
Okay, so I would say that when you are talking to other business owners, listen. And I don't mean just listen to respond, I mean really listen to absorb, because you can pick up some amazing nuggets of information from other people and some great tips. When I first started this business, one of the first things I did was get a separate mobile phone for the business, because then you have, this is my work phone, this is my home phone. And if I'm on holiday or if it's an evening, and it's really trying to split that time. Because I think that a lot of small business owners, when they have just the one phone, everything runs through it. It's very, very difficult. They can't switch off. You know, they are always in work mode. And it's really important, you know, for your mental health, for your, even your ability to push your business forward. If you are living, breathing your business 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, then how are you going to take that time to step back, reflect, think, what's the plan going forward? So yeah, like I say, getting that separation between this is me, the person, and this is me, the business owner. Yeah.
Excellent. Any other than the party that's coming up, any other latest news or any offers you'd like to share with our viewers?
No, like I say, we're gonna celebrate our 10th birthday hopefully in some style. Like I say, we've just moved into our new office, so we are settling in at the moment. You know, we've got somebody in building flat pack furniture and stuff like that, getting us all ready so that the place looks good. And yeah, we're really looking forward to the next period of growth for the business. We've got a couple of people studying their ACCA. They're getting very close to getting near the end of that, and it will give us much more scope to push forward. Our in-year services team is building up. We took somebody on a few months ago, and she's doing amazingly. And our office manager Hazel keeps the whole machine turning. You know, I don't think we could literally run day to day without Hazel here.
There's
Um,
always one that's the glue
oh
in the
yes.
team. Yeah, no, no, excellent. Natalie, you've been amazing. Thank you so much for all the great nuggets you've shared, and I'm so grateful you came on today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.